Guys, I'm so sorry for the late upload. This video was meant to come out on Tuesday. It didn't. I don't want to keep you guys here because this intro is already long as fuck. But it's my birthday today. From the bottom of my heart, man, I'd like to thank all of you niggas for subscribing to the Noble channel. It's been a crazy couple years, and it's honestly been glorious. I want to thank my friends that I've met throughout just being on YouTube. And like anyone who's just like DM me and said hi, like I appreciate you niggas, man, more than y'all know. But yeah, no, if you really wanted to get a nigga a birthday present, join my fucking Discord, bro. It's been dead for like a year, so that would be pretty sweet. Anyway, back to your regularly scheduled programming. Man, like I don't know about you niggas, but fuck do I ever love money. I wake up every morning and I just think to myself, how can I stack my guac today? I got money on the mind, money on the brain. I love capitalism. Even as myself though, Noble Chukwubize, #1 capitalism enjoyer, there is one group of people that has me beat in sheer love of money. And that's gotta be Roblox anime game developers. Because it feels like at this point, whenever a game drops on this platform in the anime space, it's not really just a game, it's a price tag. 50 Robux, 200 Robux, $150. The thing is though, I fully understand that game development isn't free or cheap. Even on Roblox, developing a game can take hundreds of hours and thousands of dollars. And that's the real problem, isn't it? Paid access itself isn't inherently evil. One of my favorite Roblox games, and frankly games of all time, is a paid access Roblox game. But the way it's being used right now is burning players, killing hype cycles, and leaving behind graveyards of dead projects. What we're seeing in the Roblox anime space today isn't just some greedy devs. Frankly, it's a trend, a pattern, and if you really want to take it there, an epidemic of developers scamming players. And today I want to break down why it's happening, what it's doing to the space, and why if it keeps going like this, it might ruin the space entirely. So if that's a topic that interests you at all, make sure you like and subscribe to the Noble channel. Join my Discord. My Discord is so dead. I need to revive my Discord. It's gonna be peak when it's revived, and you want to be there for when the Discord is back and it's popping. Without further ado though, let's get into the content. I'm not gonna lie to you niggas, paid access is a genuinely hard-ass topic to cover because I'm not a developer. I've never worked on a Roblox game, or any game for that matter, frankly. So speaking from a position of assumed authority on this topic is kind of stupid because I don't really have any. I've always found that the whole idea that you can't talk about this because you're not that was a thought terminating cliche, and in most cases it doesn't really lead to productive conversation. But just so some freak dev watches this and completely tosses my fucking video in the bin, I want to avoid talking from a position of authority, and instead I'm going to talk from the position of a player. And I think the very best way to do something like that is to start by explaining the concept of the trust economy. Now, when I say trust economy, what I'm referring to is an economy that runs on faith instead of finished product. You're not paying for something that currently exists, you're paying for something that could or might exist in the future. The currency in an economy like this isn't really money or Robux. It's belief. The belief that the developers will deliver on what they said, and belief that the game will eventually become what was advertised. And the thing about most Roblox anime games is that trust is literally the foundation that they're built on. Nobody's buying access to a complete polished product. We're all buying into an idea. The thing about an economy built on faith though, is that faith is a fickle thing. Once you hand over your money to the developer working on the game, all you really have left is your faith in the game. And when cracks begin to form in that faith, whether it's due to broken promises or under delivery, it's extremely hard to restore that faith. Take a game like Sorcery for example. The game wasn't finished, it wouldn't be for a long time, and the 800 Robux you spent was essentially to play the game early and have the ability to spin clans and curse techniques for free, which would not be possible on release. The thing about Sorcery though is that the game was riddled with stolen assets, was extremely buggy, and was also just never available for the people who paid it to actually play. The game barely got updates, and when it did, they were half-baked. To this day, systems like the culling games and the open world aren't even fully realized. The shitty thing is though, when a game like Sorcery releases and just completely fucking shits the bed, people don't just lose faith in Sorcery, they lose faith in the model that brought them Sorcery. When a game that people had to spend their hard-earned money like Sorcery fails, and the trust contract breaks, it's not just the developers that suffer, it's the player base and the community that cares about that game. When people feel burned by a developer, they don't just quietly log off and move on. They make call-out posts, they make videos, they tell everybody that they know not to waste their money on this fucking garbage. And literally just like that, bro, the narrative of a game switches from hype to hostility. It's not even just that a lot of the time these paid access testing games come out half-baked and extremely buggy. It's that due to the precedent of all these paid access games coming out and just fleecing niggas and their grandmothers everywhere, developers who think their shit smells like roses are charging upwards of 200 fucking bones for their shitty Roblox games testing phase. Like, at that point, you're not even building hype or support for your game. You're exploiting stupid ass kids who don't know the value of fucking money. Like, if you're really a gamer, for $200, you can go and buy 2 fucking years of Game Pass, or a massive catalog of games off of Steam that will keep you busy for fucking years. Selling a Roblox game testing for $200 is so fucking nuts, and no Roblox game will ever be worth that much money. But even by setting the price that high, you set expectations even fucking higher. And when you inevitably don't reach those expectations, because like I said, no Roblox game is worth 200 fucking bones, you create an untenable situation for yourself. You cash out on people's hopes for the game, and then you deliver non-existent testing phases, a broken or incomplete game, and a lot of the time, no game at all. And that's the real issue here. It's not about a game being buggy or overpriced, it's what that game does to trust. Every single time a developer pulls one of these $200 testing stunts and completely fucking fumbles it, they're not just burning their own game's reputation, and their own reputation for that fucking matter, to be honest. They are quite literally poisoning the well for everybody. Because the next time a genuinely talented team of developers pulls up and asks for support, people are going to hesitate because they've been burned before. Paid access can be a way to bring communities closer to the development process while making money to support development. But in practice, it's becoming a shortcut for easy cash grabs, and the more it happens, the harder it is to believe anyone who says it'll be different this time. The fallout of this cycle is brutal because it doesn't just end with one game failing, it erodes the very foundation of the trust economy that these developers desperately depend on. If every paid access game looks like a quick cash grab, then players stop believing in the model altogether, and once that trust is gone, it doesn't really matter how good your marketing is or how ambitious your vision sounds. People just won't pay up front anymore. They've been burned too many times. And the real massive issue with that is that these Roblox anime space games thrive on hype. These games live and die on word of mouth, on YouTubers making videos about the next big thing, on Discord servers and TikTokers buzzing with speculation. That ecosystem works only because people believe that what they're seeing is worth getting excited over. But when you flood that same ecosystem with broken promises, overpriced tests, and abandoned projects, hype transforms from excitement into resentment and skepticism. Instead of "this looks fun, I want to play it," it becomes, "is this just another scam or another developer trying to take my money?" And that's why these $200 scam testing phases sting so badly. They don't just overcharge individual kids with disposable income, even though they are definitely fucking doing that. They create a chilling effect across the entire scene. Every failed project raises the bar of doubt higher and higher, making it harder for new developers with passion and genuine ideas to break through into the scene. Even if you're the most talented and passionate development team out there, you're walking into a market that's already been poisoned by the people who came before you. And the real tragedy in all of this is that this distrust doesn't just kill off the grifters trying to make a quick buck. It snuffs out the light of developers who are trying to make a name for themselves by creating something great. The shitty thing about it all though is that paid access isn't a problem. In fact, when it's done right with the right intentions, it can be one of the best tools developers on Roblox have. It gives teams a way to fund their projects, stress test servers, and gather feedback from players who care enough to buy in early. Some of the most polished and successful games on the platform today wouldn't have made it past the idea stage without that kind of early support. The place where things start to fall apart though is when that system gets twisted. Instead of using paid access to build a bridge between developer and community, a lot of bad faith actors treat it as a quick cash grab. It stops being about collaboration and starts being a one-way transaction where you see your fucking player base as an ATM machine. Money up front, disappointment later. And I fear after enough cycles of that, players don't just lose trust in one game, they lose trust in paid access as a whole. So the real question isn't whether or not paid access is inherently good or evil, because it's neutral. It's whether developers are willing to treat it as a tool or an infinite money glitch. Because as soon as that trust is broken, you're not just sabotaging your own project, you're dragging the entire space down with you. At the end of the day, man, I don't think paid access is going anywhere. Frankly, it's baked into how Roblox games get made now. But its survival depends on trust. Players trusting that their money actually supports a game worth playing, and developers respecting that trust by delivering something real. When that balance is broken, everybody loses. And if this cycle keeps repeating, it won't really matter how much potential a game has, because nobody will be willing to believe in it long enough to find out. Like the video right now, subscribe to the Noble channel, join my Discord, join the Noble channel Discord. It's linked in the description. Join the Noble channel Discord. It's gonna be so lit. I'll see y'all later.